What's happening, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Instagram, and everywhere this channel can be seen? It's your boy, Lamont Tyson. As of right now, the only person rocking on the show. Here we come with people on CPT time, my folks. CPT Larry.
I didn't get the link till right now. I got the link right at 9 o'clock.
I don't know, man. I sent that joint 5 minutes to 9, but we here anyway. It don't matter. Ladies and gentlemen, you got the original 2 members of the Life Gain Avengers. It's me and the living legend, Larry. My brother, how you feeling?
I'm good, man. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Rocking my green.
That's a mighty fine Life Gain shirts, which you can buy, ladies and gentlemen, at shoplifegains.com. We have plenty of those shirts. They're usually there within 2 days. So, Larry, this is our quick show. We usually try to get out of here tonight around 9:45, 9:50, so people can get their snacks together for tonight's episode of Snowfall, which we will review. Me, Larry, Anita the Diva, and Muchella, who hangs with the fellas. We'll review that tomorrow. But, Larry, I got some other good stories for you. Let's talk about this, Larry. I've got LeBron James on his quest to be another African-American owner of a basketball team has done something along the way. He's bought a piece of the Red Sox. So we're going to talk about that. Okay. Nice. Then, Larry, we got to talk about some devastating news. There was a shooting in Atlanta. 8 Asians died. It happened at a couple of Asian massage parlors. And we got to talk about this issue that no one wants to address on the right side about calling it what it is: homegrown, domestic-ass white terrorists. That's what's going on. And we got to address it, Larry. We got to talk about that. Then I got something else that might make people scratch their heads, Larry. Marvel is running with their very first ever in history gay Captain America. And I know it's some white dudes out there that's early
in the comics, not on the MCU.
Yeah, in the comics, not the MCU, the Marvel comics.
Right.
And I'm still, but even regardless, Larry, I'm sure there are some people early in their boots about that. And then Tommy dropped a little snip chat about what's going on with Power Book Force. And I've got the full clip of that. So, Larry, let's go ahead and get on into it. Let me shout out the people in the building. So far, we got Be More Careful, Alex, Buzz. What's up, Buzz? Shelly Long, Leo, Support Gaming, and someone new. Let me see what they say. Hey, you might want to ask. Larry done fix his camera. Larry is the wizard of tech on this channel. He's far superior to me. I check him when I need something. He done got that fixed. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming. Let's start out with story number 1, which deals with LeBron James getting a piece of them racist-ass Red Sox, and I'll fill you guys in on that history when we get done with this clip.
Fenway Park this afternoon. The owners of the Red Sox have a new partner, and it's a well-known name, to say the least. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Carrie Kavanaugh.
Hey, everybody. I'm Chris Flanagan. All right, LeBron James, ring any bells? Let's get right over to sports director Tom Lyden. So, Tom, what's this all about?
First reported by Michael Silverman of the Boston Globe, LeBron James has become a partner in the Fenway Sports Group and will have an ownership stake in many well-known sports properties, including the Red Sox. LeBron and his business partner, Maverick Carter, according to Silverman's report, have purchased an undisclosed number of shares of the Fenway Sports Group. And with those stakes comes partial ownership of the Sox, the Liverpool Football Club, Roush Fenway Racing, and Nesson, among other properties. James already had a small stake in the Liverpool Football Club, so this move broadens his portfolio and also makes history. He and Carter are the first African Americans with ownership stakes of Fenway Sports Group. Also today, it was reported Redbird Capital Partners is investing $750 million in the Fenway Sports Group, so they're now the 3rd largest ownership partner.
Wow, Larry, how do you feel about these continued off-the-court greatness achievements by LeBron James? And will he be able to change that somewhat racist Boston Red Sox culture that they've got going on up in that area?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see what he does about the coach, but it's really it's fantastic to see this brother just really doing big things on the business side, still why he's still playing, because oftentimes we see some of these guys that are playing, maybe they do a little something, then they start going hard after they retire. And only thing I can think of, if he's going this hard while he's still a very active player, I can only imagine what he's going to do when he has all his time to dedicate towards his businesses, because dude is just really just going at it. And I think it's wonderful that you get to see all these young players get to come up and see, what is possible. So it's no longer this, well, I didn't really know what was going on. I didn't have this, I didn't have that. No, you have real role models in the league actually playing that can guide you and help you get your stuff right. And LeBron seems like one of those types of dudes that he's like, if you just reach out and say, hey man, I just got a $90 million contract, how do I keep my money? I think he'll be there for you. So
yeah, I will agree with you on that. One of the knocks that sportscasters have given LeBron is that he's not as competitive as Michael Jordan, and he's friends with everybody. Well, the reason he's friend with everybody is, Larry, this man has ingratiated himself to pretty much every athlete in the league on how to handle their business off the court. Steph Curry got a film development team. He's business partners with Steph Curry's partner, Draymond Green. Kevin Durant reached out to him about how to do a production team. He's got the barbershop show going on. This man says he wants to be a billionaire before he quits basketball. He wants to own the NBA team. He's well on his way. But one thing I will say that he's done that usually goes the wrong way. Every one of these athletes tends to have an entourage around them. And usually the entourage are yes men. They don't know how to tell you, no, this is a bad decision. And they really just taking money out your pocket. Maverick Carter and Rich Paul, the two businessmen, the two guys that have been with LeBron since high school, are sound businessmen. They tell LeBron, no, you shouldn't do this. They tell LeBron, yes, you should do this. And through those three, each having an individual stake in the affairs of LeBron James. One handles his business contracts. One handles his day-to-day contracts. One handles the movie and TV production. One is his agent. Through having that strong team and LeBron James having the vision and intestinal fortitude to do what he's doing, it's like you said, Larry, he is a role model for everybody that's coming in the NBA and people that are currently playing. I give big ups to the brother, and I hope he can change that culture up in Boston.
Yeah, and and I don't know all the intricacies of it, but from my understanding is that his friends that are with him now, that he sent them all to school. Like when they graduated, he told everybody, look, there's not going to be any free ride entourages going around. He sent all of his boys to school and paid for their education so they can come work with him. Yep. And so these are dudes that went to some really good schools and got a good education. They didn't have to worry about whether stuff was getting paid for or not because it was all taken care of. So all they had to do was learn. They knew they were getting a good job when they came out. And now he's taking all of his people, educating them and making them millionaires. And I think that's a good model. All these dudes that run around, they have their friends from the neighborhood that are hanging out, smoking weed and getting girls for them. Really what they should be doing is saying, I don't want to just have you hanging around needing me to get some pocket change or get some girls. I want you to grow, I want you to grow. I want to invest in you. So hopefully these young brothers will come out there and do that and send these dudes to school and don't think about it as, oh, I'm giving you, $30,000 a year, $50,000 a year to go to school. Think of it as I'm investing in your future. And
I also got to give LeBron James credit for this. Now, we always like to say in our society, I'm my brother's keeper. You should help reach your hand out, teach your brother a thing or two. We always say that gobbledygook. It sounds good. But how many people actually do it, Larry? Not many. Not many. A lot of people want to get on the pedestal. They'll give you breadcrumbs, but they won't give you the real deal, what you need to make it. But LeBron James has taken people under his wing, and he's giving them the nuts and bolts of how they can succeed, similar to how me and Larry do every Sunday night when we give y'all our stock game plan. We are y'all's brothers and sisters keepers. We trying to help y'all. So, Larry, we're going to move on. But before we move on, I got to shout out my people, Family Dad, coming through with the big time super chat, brother. I really appreciate it. And then I get down
we got
here,
another one.
and my folk Jay Nice is coming
Jay
through
Nice
with another super chat. And Larry, as we always do,
Nice. Oh,
when they give us super chats, we have to give them something funny to look at. And here we go, my people.
Anthony, give me a boy's name that starts with the letter H.
Jose.
Jose with an H.
Jay Nice with an H.
Oh,
H for Jay
man.
Nice. I appreciate you, Jay Nice, man. We appreciate it. You help us, you and everyone that comments with us, shares our videos. We've got 55 people in there right now already. Everybody, please hit that like button. It costs you nothing. And continue to super chat with us, my people. So next story, my people, if you sick, if you queasy on your stomach, you might want to turn away, because we had another racially motivated shooting and the damn dude lied, claiming it wasn't about race. We'll dive into this story when we get done. And a lot of this you can tie this to racism in this country in general, but you can also tie it to the individuals that keep stoking the flames because they have no accountability when these people do anything. And we'll discuss all that after you guys see what happened in Atlanta at a massage parlor.
The deadly shootings in Atlanta, killing at least 8 people. A suspect is in custody this morning, and police across the country are on alert this morning as well, fearing the attacks may have targeted the Asian community. Steve Osensami is in Atlanta with more as the FBI now gets involved. Good morning, Steve.
That's right, Michael. The FBI is working with local law enforcement here, investigating these shootings. And while it's not clear what led to these killings, it is impossible to ignore that these killings happened at Asian businesses like this one directly behind me in Atlanta, and that most of the victims were Asian women.
Georgia authorities are investigating 3 crime scenes across 2 counties and what looks like a series of deadly shootings at Asian massage parlors.
My understanding, they shot up a spot there. They've shot up 2 spots here in Zone 2.
After a police chase that took them south of Atlanta, authorities arrested this man, 21-year-old Robert Aaron Long. Police say he was seen on surveillance video outside the scene of the first shooting around 5 p.m. Tuesday at Young Asian Massage Parlor in a North Atlanta suburb. Moments after these pictures, police say he started gunning people down.
We do not have a witness that actually is alive right now that can tell us who shot him.
People were running for their lives. Police say that 2 Asian women, a white woman and a white man, were killed. They say a man who is Latino survived his wounds. His niece says he wasn't even at the business and was caught in the gunfire.
He was coming out of the store beside the massage parlor and the other store beside it, and he was outside.
Investigators say it is extremely likely that Long is the same gunman seen at 2 other shootings more than 30 miles away in northeast Atlanta. And they point to a black SUV seen on surveillance video near the crime scenes. Just 45 minutes after the shooting in the suburbs, police were called to this spa in Atlanta where 3 women were dead inside. While police were there, the call came in from yet another spa across the street where another woman was shot and killed. Police tell us they don't know if race is the reason for these killings, but to be safe, they're putting similar Asian businesses on alert and stepping up patrols.
I mean, I don't know how you would go in there or what kind of motive would drive you to do such a thing.
What?
President Biden has been briefed on this. There have been an increasing number of attacks against Asian Americans in this country. Most people believe tied to this racist trope that Asians are somehow responsible for the coronavirus because of where the virus began. I should also point out again that we still have no motive that police are identifying in this case, but police in cities across the country are responding to this, protectively stepping up patrols in Asian communities. Robert.
Including here in New York City.
Larry, let's talk about the details. And more information came out to give you guys context. So today, they apprehended this guy, and he's saying the reason why he shot up these Asian massage parlors is because he has sexual issues. He's going through the same thing Eric Benet went through when he was dating Holly Berry. He has sexual issues, and these massage parlors, Larry, I can't make this stuff up. This guy said these massage parlors tempted him, so he went in there to shoot him. I was like, man, shut the hell up. If this is really the case, why didn't you take your ass to the strip club? Which one's got more temptation? Massage parlor, strip club. Not only did you go to a massage parlor, you went to the Asian massage parlors, and then there's patterns of you going to other ones prior to the shooting yesterday. Here's the other thing, Larry. Take a look at this. Is this not straight out of central casting for insurrectionists storming the Capitol? Straight out of central casting. And my last point that I'm going to give it to you, Larry, is this. The FBI, even when Trump was in office, has been warning people that the number one threat, domestic threat, worldwide threat, any threat, the number one threat to the United States is what, Larry?
White male domestic terrorism.
Not only is it just domestic, they said the number one threat, meaning more than Russia, meaning more than China, the number one threat to the United States of America is white supremacism. White supremacists. And this is central casting right here. Larry, the story is yours.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you, I mean, it could be something where the guy went over there because he was influenced by all this stuff about the coronavirus and people labeling it as something that's specifically Asian. But when I heard that the guy said that his roommates were saying the guy had a sex addiction and that he was very religious and came from a religious background and that he was in therapy for sex addiction, my first thought was, okay, this is what happened. The guy has a sex addiction and he's frequently these places because if you look at them, these are not just your everyday massage. These are the happy ending type places. And I know that's a terrible expression. People are going to be offended by it, but that's what they're referred to as happy ending massage parlors because you go there because you can pay for sexual favors, I guess, if you want to call it, whether, I don't know, whatever. They call it happy ending because people joke and say you go there and they give you a hand job or something. But from my understanding, that a lot of these places, they're basically just covers for prostitution. And so it seems to me like the guy went there because he probably frequented these places because if he does have a sex addiction, he's frequenting these places. And now he's upset because he's thinking I can't get. He for whatever reason he's blaming the women for his addiction, and so he goes in there and shoots the place up. And I mean, it's sad, it's ridiculous. It's more of this. I mean, if that is truly what it is, it's more of the thing where I just feel like we have to get past this whole idea of like demonizing sex and we have this whole puritanical system that we live under where we're led to believe that wanting to have sex is bad and somehow makes you a pervert or deviant or something. And if you have a sex addiction, maybe he really does have a sex addiction. Some people they just realize, hey, I want to have sex. I'm a Christian or I'm a Muslim or I'm a whatever, and I'm not supposed to have sex outside of marriage or before I get married or whatever, but I still do it anyways. It doesn't necessarily make you a sex addict. It makes you someone who is, and for lack of a better phrase, you're just weak. You're weak in your convictions in that sense. But everybody wants to do it. Some people, we all have our different vices. Some people it's alcohol. Some people it's drugs. Some people it's
food,
greed. Some people it's anger. Some people it's sex. But that doesn't make you an addict. And I mean, honestly, I believe, and I don't know if he did this because of the sex thing or something else. If it was a sex thing, I imagine if he was frequenting street hookers in, on Hollywood Boulevard, which I don't think they really have them anymore. Let's say he was going to some place where they have street hookers. He probably would have went there and shot the place up. If he was in If he was in Las Vegas and went to one of those brothels, he probably would have went there and shot one of the places up. I mean, I think he went to where he can empty his blame because he didn't want to take responsibility for his own actions and say, "Hey, I'm an addict."
I don't know about that one, Larry. He went.
That's what I thought when I first heard about this whole thing, saying he was a sex addict.
Okay. But even having said that, your dumb ass don't get to take out your issues on other people. And
no, I'm not giving him an excuse at all. I'm not trying to justify or excuse his actions.
I'm not saying that you are. I'm just making the statement that no matter what your issues are, I don't care if you had I don't care if an Asian decided to cuss you out in Asian words. That don't give you the right to go shoot up nobody's massage parlor. That don't give you the right to do that. If you have a sex problem, you need to go talk to your pastor, because the story also said, Larry, that something you hit on, he's fighting with his Christian convictions. Okay? He's fighting with his Christian convictions and his sex addiction. It's a statement he gave. Now, this is what I fear. I hope that all this crap he's saying is not going to have them give him sympathy, Larry, when he shows his ass up in court. I don't give a damn what the excuse is. You don't get the right to go shoot up 5 different Asian massage parlors and then turn around and say the reason you shot them was because you have a sex addiction. That's your problem, buddy. You need to go to jail. You need to be made an example of, and that's just it. Throw away the key.
Lamont, prepare to be disappointed then, because here's the thing. He's a white male that is in Georgia.
Yeah.
And these women are people that were there probably, and I don't know for sure, but most likely they were there working as sex workers in a state that does not allow sex work. And so when they go up there, what's going to happen is the spa, the women, all of that's going to be put on trial. And they're going to make it seem as if this young man was manipulated into a lifestyle that he didn't know how to get out of. And I'm telling you, this is what I think is going to happen when they go to court. That everything else but him is going to be put on trial when the defense takes over. They're going to go ahead and make it seem like this young man was just a nice guy who thought, oh, I'm going to go get a back massage, and the next thing you know, he's thrust into this world of prostitution and sex addiction, and he didn't know how to get out. And so this is the only thing that he thought he could do was to destroy it, and that's what I think is going to happen. And
Larry,
I think they're probably going to try. They might try and get him out there for insanity or something like that. But
what?
That's what they're going to demonize it. They're going to demonize the women and the massage parlors. Just watch.
Larry, he killed 8 people.
Doesn't matter. 12. He's a white man in Georgia. Doesn't matter.
Well, we need a march. We need a riot. Just because he looks like he was at that insurrection don't mean he need to get away. It's time, Larry, that these people, if we want to get rid of this homegrown domestic terrorism, and I don't give a damn what your issues are, you do this, you're domestic terrorism. We're going to get rid of this, Larry. People have got to be made to pay, because had this been a black guy, Fox News would be running a loop. It wouldn't even skip. It'd be the black guy rolls up there. We got the camera footage. He shoots these sad Asian women who are immigrants to the country. They would have gave them a great story. They're immigrants. Their dads was immigrants, and they worked their finger tooth and nail 55 hours a week to get this business going. And this black heathen runs his ass in there and shoots them and tries to say he has sex problems. If he's got sex problems, maybe he needs to go back to Africa and be an animal. It's some shit they say on Fox. No, Larry.
Yeah.
His ass.
But that's the difference. He's a white dude, and he's in Georgia. What they're going to do is, I'm telling you, what they are going to do is, if their attorney is simply going to say, because they don't really have a defense on him to say whether or not he shot him. I think that's just a given at this point. I think what they're just simply going to do is say the guy is mentally incompetent. He's insane. They're going to show proof he's already been institutionalized for sex addiction. Yeah. And they're just going to say, look, he has a history of mental health with this, and he snapped, and this was caused. He doesn't need prison. What he needs is mental health treatment. They're going to lock him up in a mental facility. He's going to be there for 5, 6, maybe 7 years. They're going to say, okay, it looks like you've made all the progress that you need to be so that you can leave and go out into society and not be a threat to anyone. And they're going to let him go. So he'll do some years. He's not going to do years in prison. He's going to do years in a mental health facility, and that's where it'll be.
Larry, when are we going to get progress and this shit's going to change?
Oh, when I mean, I don't want to say it online, but we know what it's going to take.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we will pin it there. We'll follow this story, but straight out of Central Casting. Now, the thing that bothers me, Larry, if they're able to pull this with him, can you imagine the kind of lies they're going to be trying to pull with the insurrectionists? Oh, they all mentally insane. I don't give a huh? Who cares? You still can't kill people. You can't hurt people. I don't give a damn. Black people been trying to say we have mental health issues for years, and you didn't give a hot damn. And now all of a sudden, that's going to be the scapegoat. We'll follow the story, but I hope not. I hope Larry's wrong this time. But usually, when it comes to
I
this,
hope I'm wrong too, man.
Larry is always right. So, all right, Larry, let's move on to, I guess, an upbeat story. Tommy, your boy Tommy, Power Tommy, got his own show coming. He was doing a little Instagram live the other day. Let's take a look at what he had to say, and then we'll see how we feel about where he's going to go with the story.
Thank you for saying that we're great. When is the premiere? I'm not sure when the premiere is, but I think they're going to give you a little taste before everything goes up. Big love from Jersey. What you can expect on the show is a lot more of the same from Tommy. But he's got nothing. Just so remember, he left New York with nothing. He left New York with a bunch of money, some guns, some burners, and that's it. Just everything that he had on his person. So you're gonna watch Tommy rebuild himself in real time. Go. So London, who's your love interest in the upcoming Power series? I can't tell you that, but there will be love, a lot of love in the air. Is Ghost popping up? You're gonna have to wait and see. Taking over for Jason, that's an excellent question because we all know that the Serbs are from Chicago. So what kind of mischief is going to happen now with Tommy? When is Power Republic? Any twist coming to the show? Well, we know that Tommy is on his way to California. And we know that this show, at least presently, is being filmed in Chicago. We don't know how much is filmed before he gets here. And we don't know if he's going to make it out of here. What's up, bro? Is Ghost dead? Ghost is dead. Where is Ghost? Ghost is, right now, he is 6 feet somewhere. I can't tell you where, but 6 feet somewhere. Just keep that in mind. What's up, Dominican Republic? Is Tariq going to appear on my show? I can't tell you that, but you know that he's going to definitely need Uncle Tommy's help at some point. I don't know if Tasha will be because she's in witness protection, but she might. You never know who's going to pop up.
See, I told y'all. I told
some goodies.
I told Larry last year. Tommy is not done with Tariq's story. I said it. I think we both said it because someone was trying to debate us. And why do y'all continue to try to debate me and Larry? We old dogs and we learn new tricks. No.
And he even confirmed what we said when people were saying, "Oh, he's going to come after Tariq," and we said, "No, Tariq's going to need his help."
Exactly.
And he's not going to say no to him. That's his nephew. That's his godson. He's not going to say no to him. He's going to come help him.
And before we move on to discuss Tommy and all the golden nuggets he gave, let me shout out my folk William Lawrence coming through with the monster super chat $9.99. That used to be the sales price for all kinds of goodies back on TV. You used to see you get it on TV. And for William Lawrence, what do I have for you that I can show you that'll make you laugh? Oh, well, since we already own this theme today, we might as well go right back to this.
Guess whose turn it is? White people. Let's see what direction they go in. Halle Berry is still available, as is Mariah Carey's crazy ass.
I always wanted to say this. For shizzle.
We, the Jewish people, take Lenny Kravitz.
The Chinese delegation pulling a fast one and choosing the entire Wu-Tang Clan. Brooklyn!
I appreciate that, my family. I really appreciate that. You people keep this channel going. We've got 75 in the building, 75 likes. Please share the content, follow us as we go. Back to Tommy. He did mention about he's going to have love interest, Larry, but he can't say who. Well, your boy been done some digging. This is going to be one of his love interests in the show. Larry, what you think?
Yeah, she looks cool. She looks cool.
That's all you got for the people, man.
I mean, she looks cool. I mean, she looks like what people would expect to have, long hair, light skin. I mean, she looks like what a lot of people, she looks like what a generic hot black chick will look like.
Okay.
You know?
Now, when we last saw Tommy, Larry, this is what was going on with Tommy. Tariq then staged the coup, and Mary J done told him to walk away. Now, we also discussed, Larry, that the show had been moved from California to Chicago. Do you remember A-Holes was trying to tell us we didn't know what we was talking about?
Yeah, man.
Like,
people always say that, but then they end up having to eat the words later. So it's all right. We can wait. We're patient.
So at this point, Larry, here's a clip of them doing some filming, behind the scenes doing footage filming, and that's in Chicago.
Yeah.
Somewhere by the pier. So my question to you, Larry, is how do you feel about having to watch Tommy move to Chicago, where they already had beef with one of the crime bosses that used to supply them, and watch Tommy have to rebuild from scratch?
I mean, I'll be honest with you, man. I was really hoping that they were going to LA.
Oh, Lord. Oh,
I really will. I mean, don't get me wrong, but they already have enough. They have enough in Chicago already because they already have the Shy. Chicago has its real life problems. They don't need to bring any more. They don't need to bring any more dramatization about Chicago's issues, in Chicago. So, but I mean, it's all right. We'll see how it plays out. I mean, part of me just feel. I mean, I know Chicago's different than New York, but I feel like the sort of even though it's a Midwestern town, I feel like it still has sort of that sort of like East Coast vibe because it's older city, it's cold, I feel like if he had gone to someplace else that has more of I would have rather seen a much different vibe. Like,
so you wanted him to go to Miami or something?
Yeah, Miami, California. I mean, it might have even been dope if he had went to Vegas or just something with an entirely different vibe than where he was already at.
Larry, you can tell the truth. You wanted him to go somewhere where the women was going to be half naked all the time, sunbathing. That's what you wanted Tommy to do, because the drama
that's not a bad thing.
The drama would have been even worse. It would have been a whole lot more trouble to get into in places like that. But Larry, I think
I really want to see him in California with the cartels, though, man. That would have been dope.
But see, Chicago got cartels. Chicago has a rich history of mobsters, gangsters. They got a rich history, and he's going to mix right in with it. The thing, I feel what you're saying. Chicago feels still similar to New York. It's cold. Everybody's cluttered.
Maybe he'll hire Duda.
I feel you. But see, that's what I'm wondering, because you did hear him say there's going to be special cameos.
Right.
So do you think that stars would bring someone in from any of the other shows that are already going on in Chicago, such as Shameless, such as The Shy, such as Chicago Med? Do you think that they would just bring in one of those guys to cameo in Tommy's show just to show that, they're really going to promote Tommy's show the way they want it to be done?
I don't know, because Shameless and The Shy are both on Showtime, which is part of CBS, Viacom. I guess I bought them. So, but I don't know who owns Stars.
I want to say Warner Brothers own them, I think.
Yeah. See, I feel like if this show was on like Showtime or something where they could sort of have a, because they're all part of the same family, the same corporate family, then they could bring it in all like that. But without that, I don't think they would do any sort of cross-pollination with another network show.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll pin it there. This was the last time we've seen Tommy on screen, but it won't be the final time. We're going to see him right here, and we're going to see this sweet old Mustang of his again.
See, that's the other thing. If he went to California, they have way more options for dope classic cars out in California, man.
What's wrong with this one?
Nothing, but he just had, dude can't live on one car alone. As much as Tommy's cars get shot up.
Oh, my Lord, people. Post your comments down below, people. How do you feel about the show being in Chicago versus somewhere hot? And are you excited for it? We get it. I think this summer we getting this. No, not this summer. Because this summer they've got Tariq's show coming back. and they've got Raising Canaan. So I guess Tommy's going to be next year. But
I thought Raising Canaan was coming before the next season of Power Ghostbook 2. Power, whatever it is.
Okay. It is. It's coming before that one. So
okay.
Post your comments, people. Let us know what you think. Last story before we let you guys go. Okay, so Cynthia Charles said Stars is owned by Lionsgate. That's who they're owned by, Larry. They're owned by Lionsgate. All
okay.
Right? So before we go, we've got one more story for you that's probably going to enrage some youthful Anglo-Saxons, or I should say the old school Anglo-Saxons who used to read the comics, because Marvel, not MCU Marvel, but Marvel Comics has decided to take an old character that we all know is synonymous for truth, justice, and the American way. And they're really making him the American way, Larry, because they're making his ass gay. They're taking Captain America and they are going to make him gay in a comic run, Larry. And let me read to you what they have to say.
Why they put him in overalls?
Larry, they really trying to. And look how he's back kicking his elbow. Oh my goodness! I mean, it's like if they're trying to put flamboyancy into the artwork. That's what it looks like.
See, they gave him a little sash thing, a little red bandana tied around his neck.
Hey man, and a nose piercing. Hey, the whole thing. But this is what they had to say. The limited series is titled "The United States of Captain America" and follows Steve Rogers teaming up with Captain America of the past, Bucky Barnes, Sam Wilson, and John Walker on a road trip across America to find his stolen shield. Throughout the group's journey, they'll discover everyday people from all walks of life who've taken up the mantle of Captain America to defend their communities. The series is written by Christopher Cantwell and art by Dale Eaglesham. Last piece. Aaron is the name of this particular Captain America, is inspired by heroes of the queer community, activists, leaders, and everyday folk pushing for a better life, said writer Josiah Trulia, who pens the debut issue introducing Joshua.
Joshua Trejo.
Okay.
Or Josh. It was Joshua. I think the last name
Joshua
is Trilio.
Trilio introducing Fisher. He stands for the oppressed and the forgotten. I hope his debut story resonates with readers and helps inspire the next generation of heroes. Larry, how is this going to work out for Marvel? Marvel, the comics, not the MCU.
I mean, it'll do just fine. I think there'll be some people that are offended by it. And I mean, it sounds to me it's just like he's one of many. I mean, it sounds like they may be focusing on this particular one during the road trip, but it sounds like sort of like it sounds like a multiverse thing, like with Miles Morales, where you have all these different Spider-Mans coming together. You know, it sounds to me like there's Captain America's all over the country. You know,
right.
So I want to do all these different Captain Americas, get vibranium shields, and if they do, why is Wakanda handing out so much vibranium? You know,
well, in the comics, he had vibranium, but he also had an adamantium shield, the same things that come out of Wolverine, which that wasn't in Wakanda.
Right.
But let me post this because this, Larry, you hit it on the head for some of these people. Zia wants to know, or saying the LGBT community might get offended, which I think they might, Larry, because she wants to know what's with the overalls and the other stereotyping that's unnecessary. Now, I think the overalls are put in there because they're trying to garner maybe the insurrectionist type of minded cats, because I'm not saying that gay people don't wear overalls, but most gay people I've ever met or come in contact with, I've not seen them in overalls. And I'm sure that happens in places where people wear overalls. But do you think that this could get some backlash from the gay community, Larry?
I mean, it's possible, but I think it's probably written by somebody who's part of the community. So hopefully in that case, they'll be a bit more sensitive to things and won't make it just sort of a ridiculous stereotype ridden comic. But I mean, there's always going to be people that are upset about the way certain communities are portrayed, but I mean, big ups on them. I mean, in all honesty, I mean, I don't really care if it's a good story, it's a good story. I can tell you personally that if I found myself in some trouble and my car flipped over on the freeway, and or I had a heart attack and needed surgery, I'm not going to be checking for the surgeon or the fireman who's rescuing me to see if he's straight or gay. I don't give a damn. I mean, like, dude, pull me up out this piece or repair the hole in my heart or whatever I need done. Get it done. I don't care who you sleep with when you go home. I mean, in all seriousness, what does it matter?
Yeah, well, it matters because some people don't like that community is being represented. There's people that don't like that Black people being represented. There's people that just have issues with folks having their communities represented. It doesn't matter to me.
But see, that's the thing about it. There shouldn't even be a gay community. It should just be that gay people are just there. It shouldn't be a thing. It should just be, oh, he's straight, he's gay, she's straight, she's gay. It should be no need for a gay community or a straight community. It should just be a community. It should just be like, okay, whatever, dude's gay. I don't really care.
Well, unfortunately, Larry, religion and politics have merited that it's not that simple.
I know, but it's
you got people who be about to commit suicide because they want to come out the closet to be who they really are, and they can't because in whatever circles they live in, to do that, you're going to be exiled and treated like you've got some kind of a plague or something. So I'm fine with it. I hope it works I hope it works and lands home with the people that it's being written for, and hopefully we'll see. But someone left a comment that they're wondering how long it's going to take before Marvel brings this to the big screen. Well, it's already happening. In the Eternals, the guy that was played in not Baltimore, damn, I can't think of his name. He won an Oscar. Black dude is going to be gay in the Eternals. Larry, you know the cat I'm talking about. I can't think of his name. He was in I can't think of his name, but he's going to be gay. He's in the Eternals. So it's already coming.
Mahershala Ali?
No, hell no, not Mahershala.
You said a dude won an Oscar?
He won an Oscar, an Emmy. He won something like that.
Yeah, he was
in Fruitvale Station. He also played in what's that show from Baltimore that everyone loves that I've still never seen? The Wire. He was in The Wire. He's a heavyset black guy.
Oh, I don't know. The heavyset black dude in there.
Yep. And I ain't talking about the cop. Okay, well, I'd had to dig him up, but ladies and gentlemen, we'll see where it goes. Hopefully it works out, and the people that the communities they're trying to affect get affected in a positive way and are written in a positive light. So Larry, go ahead.
This person, who is it? Maxima347 says it matters because without gay sex, you can't tell a gay story. And I don't know if he's referring to somebody else in there, but my point still remains is that I wish we didn't need to have gay stories and black stories and brown stories. I just wish that we could respect each other enough to appreciate stories regardless of the underlying, whatever it is. Like if you're making a movie that is a romance movie, if you're making a love story, it shouldn't matter if the person in the love story is black or white or gay or straight. It should just be a good story about people who fell in love. That's what it should be. But I'm not naive. I know that that's not what our world is, but that's what it should be. We shouldn't have the need for all these various communities, you know?
And Larry, we shouldn't have people shooting up Asian massage parlors, blaming it on sex addiction.
Absolutely not.
We shouldn't have people causing an insurrection against the government because someone told them the election was stolen from them. We shouldn't have none of this joint. And the actor I was talking about, Larry, is Brian Tyree Henry. That's the actor. He's going to be playing gay in the Eternal. So, I mean, it is what it is.
I don't know him by name.
You know him if you see him. You know him if you see him. And for my folk, Alex, he wants us to make sure we know the Justice League hits tomorrow. And ladies and gentlemen, we will be reviewing the Justice League as well as Falcon Winter Soldier on Friday night. That's when we're going to do that. So if you're into those type of things, Friday night is going to be your night. Falcon and Winter Soldier and the Justice League, and we're going to have B. Avery and maybe even Sharonda up here Friday night. Tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen, we go right back to reviewing episode 5 of The Chi. I should have my trailer review for the next episode out by Friday. And that's pretty much all the people's business we got in here for today, Larry. Any special shout outs you want to give to people or anything you're working on in your channel that they should come and check out? By the way, subscribe to the man's channel.
Yeah, do that. I just looked up the dude. I know, now that I see his face, I know him. I just didn't know him by name. I will say this. I have to shout this brother out. Dude has an MFA from Yale. I mean,
yeah,
damn.
Yeah, he's smart. Yeah, he's smart. Don't you?
Well, damn,
don't you?
got a
Don't
PA
you?
from Morehouse.
Don't you remember Maria talking about she went to school with him?
Yeah, I think vaguely I do remember that now.
Yeah, she had mentioned that he was there.
Yeah, so big ups on that, man.
Yeah,
I think this dude's gay in real life too, so I don't think that's I can see why they might want to put him, because if you take a non-gay person, put him in a gay role nowadays, you might end up with some issues, just like you would if you put somebody who's not black in a black role. So,
Yeah.
As far as my channel's going, I mean, I'm the same thing, just trying to pump out content, and I have some reviews coming. I have a review of a clear face mask I'm about to put out. So this is it's kind of cool, but it's got filters on both sides, and down here it's supposed to be like the same sort of protection as an N95 mask. But I think something like this could be really important, because there's a lot of people out there that are hearing impaired and they read lips to communicate with people, and this will allow people to actually, if you have someone who's hearing impaired in your family, it will allow you to still stay protected when you're out and about, and you can communicate with the people that are around you that need to read lips. So, and there's other people that's important. They need to have facial expressions to be able to communicate with people. There's people that are, autistic or have other sort of issues where facial expressions are really, really important to them. So,
right.
Yeah. Anyways, I just have the other stuff, other random gadgets and stuff I'll be doing, and I'm going to do some movies, like a couple of things on like the best live TV and movie channels on the Roku device, because someone asked specifically for that. I have a list of Oscar movies that you can watch you can stream for free on YouTube. I'm going to do that, and a few other things I have in the works.
Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you better check this man out. He's going to hook you up with that tech, and that's going to do it for this video. Don't forget to
Also,
like our video. Yeah, mask up. Comment, subscribe. Be sure to come back and check us out tomorrow as we bring y'all's favorite commenter, Muchella, who hangs with the fellas. She'll be up here with us tomorrow, as well as Nita the Diva, as we break down.
And Maximo 347, if my channel is Today I Feel Like, if you just go to YouTube and type in Today I Feel Like, all one word, it'll come right up.
Or you could just go to the video description section of this video, and it'll be down there. And so until that next Sexy as Hell video, people, we'll see you tomorrow.
Peace.